Hey, what's going on everybody? Today is Wednesday, July 29th. My name is Ryan and I'm here to help you if you're waiting for your EIDL grant still. And I want to give you some options on what you can do. All right, so maybe you applied for the EIDL grant a long time ago, maybe April, May, or maybe you applied recently, like maybe in June or early July. Either way, if you did that and you still have not received your EIDL grant, I want to give you some options on what you can do to possibly get that grant and receive other sources of funding that can help you. This video is also for people who have missed the boat, have not applied for the grants, because now the grant program is out of money. And so you might have missed the boat and you're bums. So watch the whole video. I got a lot of good options here for you and things that you can do. So first things first, you got to contact your senator and your representatives, all right? Because there is a new bill out. I got a video on this 2 days ago or whatever. A new bill out that they introduced that will provide more funding for the EIDL grants program and the EIDL loan program. And it will also remove the cap, the $1,000 per employee restriction, and issue the full $10,000 grant. So what you gotta do is you gotta call, email, write to your senator and to your representatives in your states and let them know how important it is for this bill to pass. Okay, this bill is Bill S4227. You can find it on the Congress's website. I'll provide a link below. There's no text on there yet, okay, because it's pretty new. So what we have right now is just the press release from the senator's website, and I'll put that in the link in the description below as well. But what you got to do is contact your senator, contact your representatives, and tell them how badly your business is hit from this pandemic, how much you need the grants, and also explain that if you did apply for this grant, even early July, it's kind of bullshit. Don't say that to the senator, but say that's bullshit that you have not received the grant, because this grant was supposed to be issued within 3 days of application. And if you applied back in April or May and you still haven't received it, make sure you emphasize how much of bullshit that is. So contacting your senators and representatives, that's one good way to get the bill to pass, or at least to get movement on it, okay? If there's enough people that contact them, then they will start talking within their assemblies and they will finally start to get some things moving. Do that. Don't sit around and wait for senators to act or wait for things to happen. You gotta take some action here if you really need this money. Saying that, I realize that this could take a long time and some of you need some money more quickly. So the second thing that you can do is apply for the PPP. I mean, most of you probably already did, but if you haven't, if you're waiting for the EIDL grants and you haven't considered the PPP, then you definitely should. Because the PPP is basically a grant, because it's a loan that has a high probability of being forgiven, especially if you're just a sole proprietor or self-employed, then that's something that you really need to consider. Another reason is that PPP loans tend to be processed fairly quickly. Within a week or so if your paperwork is legit, and you can do it online. So you can go on www.bluevine.com, or you can go to cabbage.com, cabbage with a K, or go to lendio.com, lendio.com. Try all those three places to apply for the PPP. I would start with Bluevine, then move to Cabbage, then Lendio, because those three choices have been solid for my clients. Definitely consider the PPP if you haven't done so already. It's basically a grant. And also keep in mind that you only have about a week and a half from today to get a PPP loan. The last day to receive an SBA loan number, which is what's required to get the PPP, is next Friday, August 7th. So that means if you apply now and your lender has to process your application and has to submit it to the SBA to get the SBA loan number. So that could take several days. So you don't want to wait till August 6th or August 7th. You want to do that as soon as possible, okay? So if you haven't considered the PPP or applied for it, I would just do it right now. The next thing you can do is look for alternative sources of funding. And I'm talking about like other companies, other organizations, or state and local governments have their own funding. There's a program called ALICE. I think the website's like meetalice.org or something, but just look up the ALICE program. They have a $10,000 grant program as well. It doesn't matter where you live, it's nationwide. I believe that program focuses on like minority-owned businesses or something like that. So definitely check out your state and local governments. I'll give you some examples of what's going on in Denver. Denver has a Denver Economic Development and Opportunity Funds that's giving away $7,500 per entity as a grant. There's also the Imagine 2020 Artists Fund, where they're giving out $1,000 for artists, maybe because their events or their shows were canceled due to the pandemic. Denver also is offering some microloans to businesses as well. And don't stop at your city. Look at your county, because the county where my business resides, they have what's called an Arapahoe County Cares Fund, where they are also giving out grants for businesses that reside in that county. Again, check with your states as well. There's lots of opportunity here. You just have to do your research. And I mean, a quick Google search for Denver, I just typed in Denver disaster relief funds, and the first 2 or 3 results that came up gave me those options. Do a little research, try some other organizations like nonprofits and stuff, and see what happens. One other thing you should consider is tax incentives. I made a video a few days ago about net operating loss carrybacks, and that could be huge for many businesses. And that was a change from the CARES Act that people can really take advantage of. There's other things out there like state and local government credits. Again, check with your state and local government websites, because they could be offering incentives, like they might be waiving penalties, all those things. So check that out. There's also payroll tax credits from the federal government. And then there's also 401k withdrawals. I mean, the IRS will not be imposing a 10% penalty for 2020 if you withdraw from your 401k. So that's another way to access money that you may have but was locked up due to liquidity issues. Keep in mind, if you do withdraw from your 401k, you do have to pay taxes on it still. You just won't have to pay the 10% penalty. Best thing here to do is, if you do withdraw from your 401k, make sure you have taxes withheld from that withdrawal so it doesn't come back and bite you in the ass next year. And also, withdrawing from your 401k is like one of the last things I recommend, because you were investing in your future, right, in your retirement. Just drawing on your 401k might not be the best thing, but if it's life or death, if it determines whether you have a home or food on the table, then it's definitely worth it. I would basically consider that as a last resort, and keep in mind it's important that you will have to pay taxes on it, so be prepared for that. That's all I got for today. Thanks for joining me. If you're new here, please subscribe to my channel. I will keep you updated on everything going on regarding the pandemic. And if you like the content of this video and you want to show me some love, be sure to smash that like button. I'd really appreciate it. And let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are, what your opinions are, and what you think about all of this going on. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care for now and stay safe.